Alright, so we're going to just try something new here. We're not going to do this all the time, but maybe every couple months. I guess that the next time if we did do this, there'd probably be snow on the ground. But I figured this is a good way to get to know a lot of you guys, and you guys can get a chance to know us better, if that's what you want. But last week we put a thing on our YouTube page and on Instagram, and to see about some Q&As or whatever, and we actually got quite a few responses. I even got a few messages on Facebook. So yeah, we'll try to do the best. We'll try to go through most of them and answer them, and we'll go from there. There's actually some pretty good questions. So we'll start with, let's see, we'll go with homespun tools. Greg. Well, like I said last week when we started this, I said just for instance, between the two intake manifolds I had in the house, the tunnel ram, obviously you know the height of a tunnel ram, and then that cross ram manifold. The only reason why they made the cross ram, this is what I've understood from people back in the day, they just made it when you lay the manifold down, it's the same height as a tunnel ram. They just did it for hood closure, but they're pretty much, I think they're the same type of manifold. It's just one's lower and then the other one's for more or less, I guess, effect coming through the hood. But I think that's pretty much the with those hoods or manifolds, I think. You got one there, Chris?
Yeah, from one of our YouTube subscribers, Frank Hagar. Well, I'm sure a lot of you guys know. Want to know who we are exactly. I'm Chris. I'm the cousin. The rest are brothers. That's Corey, Kevin, Ryan. The next brother is not here. He's working, and Derek on the camera, and Casey is his son. If you all remember Casey, of course you do.
He brings the entertainment.
Yep, he's the entertainment. Martin Waters also wanted to know how many Harley Davidsons we own and what years.
I have one. Well, I used to have two, well, another one before this, but I have one just right now. It's a 2016, just a Sportster 48 Special that I bought new. And yeah, I put about 4,000 miles on, or kilometers on it a year, and it's getting to be almost the end of the season now for riding it, but I like it. It's something different. I think next year we're going to be getting, I think it's probably like a 60 style chopper, Norton. I don't know much about them, but I hope we're going to bring it home maybe this fall, if not next spring, and start monkeying around with it. But I like to make it into a bobber. But I'm looking forward to actually bringing it home and showing you guys. I don't honestly know much about them, but we'll figure it out. And there's a gentleman down the street, I think he knows a little bit about them, so we'll be asking him for some of his input. But you can't go wrong with bikes, they're fun.
And one of our good subscribers, Glenn Nicholson's, well, you're all good subscribers. What do we do for work? Me, currently, I'm an audiovisual technician, but currently on hiatus because of COVID. So, yeah, I'm on holidays, long-term holidays until this is over with.
Landfill employee. I work with garbage.
I'm in the lumber field, so if you guys ever need lumber, come see me. I'll give you guys a good price.
And Ryan, the brother or the cousin that's not here, is he's a machinist. And Derek's a retired machinist.
Slash bodyman.
Slash bodyman. Glenn also asks, where do we find our project vehicles?
A lot of time they find us through friends, people asking. For instance, last week a lady from work, her brother has a bunch of Model A's and Model T's. I think I'm supposed to phone, well, it won't be today, but I'll phone maybe tomorrow and see what we've got. A lot of word through mouth, Kijiji, friends.
Side of the road, pretty much everywhere. Mostly it's just word of mouth when we find cars.
We used to actually spend a lot of time cruising on back roads and knocking on doors, but we've got so many projects right now, honestly. Unless something really neat comes up that's fair price.
And auctions.
Auctions, yeah. We picked up Derek's 32 frame. If you haven't seen it, watch the video we put out last week about that and the parts that came with it. That'll be a future build. We'll, like I said, maybe start monkeying around with it this winter.
Kevin Tyler asks, how many big gulps do you guys go through in a week?
Lots.
Well, it was at least 4 today. So if you count or multiply that by 7, you get a rough idea. Sometimes more, sometimes less.
7-Eleven needs to sponsor us.
The most big gulps I had in a day was 3. Yep.
I wonder why by the age of 50 we'll be missing a leg. Here's a good one.
You got one?
Yeah, Double D. Mr. Dan says, what's your best dump find?
Well, I found, I don't know, 200-300 at least pretty good, pristine Playboys from the mid-60s to the 80s. I was going to sell them at the swap meet this year, but that got canceled, so I got mad at them. They were taking up too much space, so I threw them out.
Back to the dump.
Yeah, back for recycling. And I found a couple good stationary engine parts in the scrap pile, so yeah, that's it.
Norn Rad asks, what's going on with the 73 Chevelle?
Hopefully there'll be an upcoming video. Well, I wanted to do it this week and just time flies. This week it goes by too fast. I'm going to be bringing it to my place I don't want to give too many things away, but it's going to be coming to my place and pulling the motor out. But it's going to be coming back soon. That's all I really want to say about that. But you'll see in an upcoming video. It's all good, but it's going to be coming to my place just because winter's coming.
Slowly doing it. We just got lots
going on, and like I said, with work and everything else and life, and but yeah, don't worry, the Chevelle will be coming back. Actually, I got a really nice, probably one of the nicest questions ever. Let me find this guy, Josh Long. This is what he said: how do you guys only have 2,000 subscribers? Majorly underrated channel. I wish I could subscribe twice. You know what, like, we're 6 months, 7 months maybe into this. I think we're doing pretty good. And I do agree, it'd be nice to get up there. And there was a lot of guys in the past that was giving us shouts out, and that was really nice of them. But it was really nice of Josh to say that. And like I said, I hope we're gonna get bigger. We're not going anywhere. We're gonna keep doing this. So you know what? Tell the milkman, the guy that makes your bread, whatever. Tell everybody, spread the word about Penny's Hot Rods and Customs. But that was probably the nicest comment ever. Thanks, Josh.
And for your information, you can subscribe twice. Get 2 emails, make a second email, and subscribe twice.
That seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but...
And then our buddy at Brent at Half-Ass Custom, he goes, what's the best swap meet score? Well, we've been going to our local swap meet, I think, since we were like, well, not you, but us, we're like kids or teenagers, early teens. And a couple years ago, I picked up a 33-34 grill shell for 150 bucks. It's actually in nice shape. That's hanging in the wall. Derek got his Dart, his 69 Dart, a couple years ago. It was a fair price. We got that there. And you know what? There's been so many good buys, and we've sold so much over the years. But it's just one of those things. We didn't get to go to it this year because of this COVID stuff. But hopefully next year. But we're always buying stuff and selling stuff. We've always been set up. We've always had like a table there like since kids. So hopefully next year, 2021.
Yeah, our local one has fairly good stuff.
Yeah, it's a big swap meet.
You bought in slicks there.
I bought pardon me, I bought lots of stuff.
Yeah.
And we've sold lots, and just a good time. You get to see guys you haven't seen all year, all winter, and then you get to see them in the springtime, and miss doing that.
Yeah. Glenn Nicholson also asks, is there a lot of cars up in here? Well, we're in Canada, in Manitoba, Canada, if you don't know.
It's about 2 hours away from North Dakota.
Yeah. Right in the center of Canada, or center of North America, actually. We think there's a lot of cars up here. Maybe not the very pristine, like fancy Hemi cars, but on cruise nights, on every Sunday night cruise nights, there's tons of cars going up and down the streets. There is guys that have factory Hemi cars in the province.
Oh yeah, there seems to be lots.
There's a lot of nice cars, a lot of rare cars up here too. And like, well, this thing's a rare car.
Oh yeah, it's a neat old Pontiac wagon. Like, we might even do a future episode about trying to get this thing running. It's just got a 235 Thriftmaster, I do believe. And it turns over, so I think we might do an episode trying to get it running.
But there's lots of cars up here. Maybe not Sometimes you don't get exactly what you're looking for, but they're all nice cars.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I found my 35 three window just, well, from here about 5 minutes away, and from home it was about 10 minutes away in the bush. And just got to keep your eye out and just spread the word about looking for old cars. And
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do.
You got one?
Yeah, just scrolling through. Oh, Martin Motors. He just asked about vintage speed equipment. We did do a video of a bunch of stuff that I have at my house, and I think Kevin's got some neat stuff at his place. Maybe we'll do a video one of these days. But yeah, we'd like to collect old speed equipment. He also asked, what's our farthest road trip? Every year, well, except for this year, obviously with this COVID crap. We usually go to back to the 50s in Minnesota every year. And it's about a 8-hour drive, 9-hour drive, or whatever. And we always take our hot rods there and go every year, and that's about the farthest I've ever driven. Next year, if things kind of go back to normal, we'd like to take some of our cars and go to BC or Edmonton or whatever. There's some really neat stuff out there, so maybe we'll get to do a road trip next year.
Yeah, last year was the first year for the 36 my Terraplane to go to back to the 50s, and that was a trip.
And also Martin Motors, he asked if we ever did any drag racing. I'm the only one that ever did back in the day with my Nova. I had a 66 Chevy 2, and I took it to the track there and ran it, and it was a good time, but that was years ago. I'd like to do it again, maybe with my 55, if maybe next year. Maybe we can get a few of the other guys with their cars out there and maybe go have a grudge race or something. I don't know.
And Chevelle 48 asks, are there any old scrapyards you guys go to up here? There are a couple. He also wanted to know if we filmed anything in there. We haven't. We probably gonna ask the owners next year and see if we can do some filming on it, sort of like a Roadkill Junkyard Gold thing. I think that would be pretty cool, but we just don't want to go up into these junkyards and film and not ask a few people. But there is a couple. There's not too many up here. A lot of it's just all new stuff, especially low. You have to go out of town to get anything old. But we plan on going to a few and filming it. Glenn Nicholson also asked, do you guys bump into Brent at Half-Ass and Dan at Double D Customs? Well,
we're at Brent's last weekend. You'll see why in a future episode. But yeah, we're there. We've been to his place a few times, and he's been at my place in the past. And Dan, we run into the car shows, and we do stop by his place the odd time. Probably up there to do a visit one of these days with him.
And we also we've met the Sobering Restoration guys.
Dave and Jeff. They got a really nice shop.
Yeah, they got an excellent shop.
Yeah, so we do run into those guys. We do talk, and I text them all, and we all talk back and forth. Oh yes, Don W. He actually messaged me on Facebook here. He wants to know what was my favorite car moment or memory, and like it's hard to say because I've been working on this shit since I've been like 15 or so, or even earlier. But oh fuck, this is going back. Okay, I had my first car was a '84 Ford Escort. I was leaving your place, so we watched the movie, and I was still on probation with my my license. I was leaving your place to, actually, this is true, to go get a big gulp, and it was about 2 in the morning. Got pulled over for speeding. Lost my license for 28 days. I was driving a 56 Ford half-ton. At that time, I blew the motor in it, so I had the 28 days while I didn't have a license to put a small block in it. We did that. Fast forward 4 or 5 months later, I'm on the highway. I got pulled over again for doing 130 or whatever in a shitty old Mustang that I had. And well, I was going to lose my license the second time. I would have lost my license, I think they said, for a half a year, and I couldn't lose my license. So what we did, the old man, I think Derek went to the auto wrecker, bought another Speedo for my Mustang. We put a drill on it, reversed it so it was 20 miles per hour out. Took it to put it back in. We figured it was actually like 20 miles out. Took it to a Speedo place. This is all a true story. So I wasn't going to lose my license. We put it in the car. It was out. We took it to a shop, a Speedo place or whatever. I can't remember what it was. I had made sure I got the receipt for it, and when I bought the Speedo, went to court, gave it to the judge, said it's exactly like 24, 25 miles per hour out, and the judge didn't believe me. Well, it is what it is, but he goes, you know what? He honestly didn't believe me. But he said, you know what? I'm gonna let you off of the warning list. We're gonna throw this out, but this is your one time like get out of free jail card. And I thought that was awesome. That's probably the best car moment ever. So now I try not to speed. It gets too expensive. But yeah, that's the best car moment ever. True story.
Another one from Glenn Nicholson. Basically, just for me, what possessed me to put a Flathead in a Hudson Terraplane? Well, I've always liked the Flatheads. They're the best hot rod engine around. They're the original hot rod engine. So I've always wanted to do a Flathead, and I'm an AMC guy.
I originally told him to put an AMC motor in it.
Yeah, that was one of the plans, put a 360 AMC engine in it. But then I started looking at Flatheads and got hooked again. So I decided to, it would be different, unique, and no one's done it. So I stuck it in there with a 5-speed and made it a going car.
Kind, yeah. On Instagram here, a guy named Bill Barclay65, he asked, you guys ever do any work for customers, or I guess you need a rocker panels welded into a square body? We really don't do anything like that. I know in the past we have done like engine swaps for people, and this is going back years ago. I know we did do a little bit, but now we're just so busy with our own crap and just honestly no room or no time, so we just kind of work on our own stuff. And it's kind of hard to please everybody, so I think it's just easier we just work on our own stuff.
And if you're getting into doing body work, and that takes a lot of time and money, and frankly, people don't want to pay for the labor. So, and I can understand it takes a lot of time to do something correct, and you can do a crappy job and put a crappy paint job on it, but then they might not like it, and then you...
Exactly. So it's just easier just to work on our own crap.
Yep.
We'll always help, like give suggestions or whatnot, but I think it's easier just to work on our own stuff. Yes, and Cat Grayson, we will be working on your Ford Explorer. I think it's an Explorer or Escape. We will be working on that and giving it a tune-up soon.
And John G wants to know, what's your favorite car? Well, my favorite car changes. Right now, it's the car I drive, my Hudson. It used to be my 73 Javelin, and now it's the Hudson. Once I get the Javelin going, it'll probably be that one, but I wouldn't mind having a Rebel machine or Scrambler Rambler too. Those would be nice for me.
Honestly, if I could, but it's way out of my price range. Obviously, it'd be a 41 Willys, but that will never be the case because it's way out of my price range unless I go to the bank. But
unless you talk to Glenn Nicholson, he has one.
Yeah, I know he does.
For myself, I like early Fords, especially Model A's, even just a humble, nice 2-door. So
I know Derek would be a Hemi Derek, obviously, but like I said, these are all cars that are out of our means. So we'll just keep driving the crap that we have and keep building it.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much what I got.
Well, what's coming up? Who asked someone asked that.
I think it was Martin something. I'm getting poor reception here. Oh, it's actually getting cool out.
Someone asked, I can't remember who. What's upcoming projects that we'll be working on? Pretty much we're going to be working out of 3 garages probably during the winter, if we can. We're still working on the 52 Ford half-ton. We're hoping to get it painted in the next 2 or 3 months. We have...
I've got my 64 Dodge A100, which I'm going to be giving around soon in the early winter. Actually, it used to be parked right here,
Yeah, doing sheet metal, engine.
Yep. So I'm gonna start giving on that soon, but once it gets cool.
And then we'll be probably working on your 64 Ranchero, Falcon Ranchero.
Yep.
And possibly starting on Ryan's two-door Model A that he just purchased in the last month.
And then also, like I said, we're also going to work here and there on, because people ask about Derek's Model A, like doing the frame, like the 32 frame. And we've come up with some neat ideas what we want to do to it to lower it.
Yeah, we're really not working on any one thing. We work on 5 different things at once.
And I think you guys will probably notice that by our videos, because sometimes we're doing a stationary engine or working on your stuff or my stuff or like we kind of.
There'll be some machining, some stationary engine machining, some stationary engine work, probably some steam engine machining stuff that we do.
But yeah, it'll be a busy winter. But yeah, like I said, we're always in the garage every weekend or every week.
And there's a few.
Yeah,
this few. We're gonna try and get this running, see if it runs, and a couple other cars that we know of here.
Yeah, if we don't get to it this year, I'll be next year too. Because I know we got about another month or so before snow gets here. But I don't know, is there anything else?
No, that was.
So like I said, I don't think we're going to do this very often, but maybe every couple months, maybe. But it's very appreciated the guys that did message us, and like I said, we're fairly new at this, but we're going to keep going, and I'm enjoying doing it. Like I said before, it just kind of forces us to keep working and getting these cars done, and we all need hobbies.
Done.
Yeah, we always need a hobby. I'm trying not to swear as much. I'm turning over a new leaf. So, in closing.
Yeah, keep commenting, keep liking the videos. We'll keep.
And yes, I promise there will be videos of the Chevelle coming up soon. It's just like I said, we bounce around from vehicle to vehicle, and
we've got 52 Ford videos coming up. We've got 55 Chevy.
Yeah, Ryan's poor 55.
Yeah, and we got Ranchero videos coming up. So.
And we got some other little things here and there. So lots coming up. We're kind of like Roadkill, you know how like the Freiburger and all that. What's the other guy? Steve Dosage. Yeah, they just bounce around and this and that, and who knows?
Just without money.
Yeah, just without money. We're charity cases.
Don't send us money.
Yeah, don't.
Well, but anyway, that's about it. In closing, thank you. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Do what you got to do. But yeah.